So what we're saying
What
here,
Yardman's saying,
yeah.
though. Yardman's just like wait.
What we're saying here, first thing first, you Stricto, take my word out of context. We were saying before we were in the Champion League, I said, guess what? This team doesn't, when we just going to Champion League, I said, this team doesn't fit, and then we're not going to win the Champion League. So guess what? I would rather listen to what I said.
This was this season. What are you talking about?
No, what?
That was before any signings. That was the end of last season.
No.
But I saw you do a video at Robbie. You said you'd rather win the Europa League than the Premier League.
Oh yeah, that was this season.
That was this season.
Your first episode
was this season. No.
Get it up, bro. Get it up, guys.
Talking about.
Bro, Yardman, didn't you have a new show with Robbie where you said that in your first episode?
The thing is, can I just jump in?
The one-on-one show with Robbie.
I said, listen, yeah, if we are not going to win the Champion League, then put me in the Europa League where I know that I can win it.
But how'd you go in the Europa League? How'd you go in the Europa League? You got to realize, yeah, if you come out the Champions League, you no longer drop in the Europa League. You have to finish outside of the Champions League places before you go into Europa League. So what are you talking about standards? For us to go in Europa League, we would have to finish 6th, 7th. We're not going to drop from Champions League knockout phases into Europa. That don't exist no more.
Dan, listen to what I'm saying. Hold on, Dan. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying if we know that we're going to go in the Champion League or we ain't going to win it, would you not prefer playing in the Europa League where you're going to win it? We have a better chance of winning it.
I would take a trophy. If you can guarantee me a Europa League,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'd take a Europa League.
How'd you get Europa League? How'd you get Europa League though?
What they're saying is you've then got to basically underachieve in the league to go back down into the Europa League. That's what they're saying.
No.
Because you can't no longer drop out of the Champions League.
But I never asked to drop out of the Champions League. I never asked.
Then how are you going to be in the Europa League?
I think if you've got a squad that's not that good, right? It's like Tottenham. They probably some fans may rather be in the Europa League, Tottenham, because they know they've got no chance of winning the Champions League. But we have a high chance of winning the Champions League. So you'd rather be in the Champions League, surely, than the Europa League.
It wasn't this season. It was Mikel Arteta's first year back in the Champions League. I said, fair enough. I said, you know what? I'd rather be in
That's
the
fair
Europa
enough.
League.
But I've seen a video. I've seen a video of you this season with Robbie saying you'd rather win the Europa League than the Premier League. And Robbie was dumbfounded. You're still taking it out of context as well. We were talking about something totally different. I said, give me if I know that I can go and win the European League and I'm going to be making up numbers in the Champions League, well, I would rather drop in the Europa League and go and All right, let me ask you this. Would you rather win the Premier League or the Europa League?
I would rather win the Europa League. Because I have
the Premier League.
I got it already. Give me something that I don't got. What's wrong with you lot? Do you have a Europa League title? No. Do you have a Premier League title? Yes. Give me the Europa League. At least I got something in Europe.
You're the only fan. You're the only Arsenal fan in the world.
Talked about standards, but what you really
Where are your standards?
Where
are your standards? Bro, this is not Pokemon. We don't got to catch them all. Like, what are we doing? Get the best trophy possible. The Premier League and the Champions League are here. The Europa League, Conference League. And then everything else everything else below that.
Yeah, Yardman, I'd rather win the Premier League, bro. Surely you'd rather win the Premier League.
Of course, everyone would. Every single Arsenal fan in the world.
What I'm saying to you, listen to what I'm saying. I see 3 Premier League titles in the cabinet. Yeah, I've got no European League title. Don't tell me for the new millennium. I have none. And if you're saying to me right now, I would rather take the European League because I don't have it. I still can't hold my chest up.
I heard that. For the new millennium. But you said yourself, when Nottingham Forest come up to Arsenal and they singing, when the fuck did you think they won the fucking European Cup? Old millennium. So it don't matter. So don't switch.
We have the Europa League.
Don't switch it. Nottingham Forest won in the 80s or 70s, whatever the fuck it was. That was the old. We even won a trophy after that. Yeah, but they still sing it. So you can't say, "Oh, the old millennium" now because it suits your narrative.
One second. Doesn't the Cup Winners' Cup classify under the same?
Yeah, I will get you in, Jez. It's just everyone's talking over.
Dan,
quickly, Egal, and then Jez comes in. Go
doesn't the Cup Winners' Cup qualify as the same level as the Europa League?
The what does? Sorry, say that again quickly.
If I'm not mistaken, the Cup Winners' Cup was the level below the European trophy originally.
Yeah. So that was
technically, is that not the same? Is that not the same level?
Not the new millennium. Come on, man. Come on. Egal, have you ever heard any club singing about we win the Cup Winners' Cup? Fuck off.
Bro, I would rather number 14 than our first Europa League any day of the week. That's just me.
Okay, Jez, let me bring you in, man. What you got to say on this, Jez?
This has been quite interesting debate, right? Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, blah, 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 blah. We haven't won nothing yet, right? And there's people shouting out, making the early statement, saying, "Oh, we're going to win the Premier League." Yeah, a bit early for that one yet. Got 27 games to go, right? We're doing very well in the Champions League. My question to you, guys, and I'm with you, Yardman, all right? I don't agree with you about winning the Europa League as opposed to the Premier League. I don't see that one at all, personally. It's got to be the Premier League. Or, you know, if we don't win the Champions League, right, or we don't win the Premier League, has Arteta got to go?
Most definitely. Why would you want to keep him? Why would you want to keep a loser?
Why are you man silent? Why are you man silent for? Dan,
why would you want to keep a loser?
Look at you. Yeah? Tell him what you're going to tell you what he's going to say. It has to be context to me, you know. If we finish one point off the top of the table and get to the final of the Champions League, then no, I wouldn't say get rid of him. Yeah.
There you go. He's like, you just
good question, Jez. It's a good question, Jez. I personally,
he's got to go after that. He's proven that he can't get over the line. He's done a great job. He's built the house. He can't get the roof on. Time to move on. That's it. That's right, man.
There's a lot of people that are like that. I can't say they're wrong, to be fair. But then, Stricto, what are you saying about that? Strict.
Yo.
What are you saying? If he doesn't win the Premier or the Champions League, would you replace him?
I thought, bro, I don't know.
These guys are.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
These guys support Mikel Arteta.
You know why?
You are Mikel Arteta.
You know why?
You never support the club.
You know why?
Bloody, I despise you, lad. How can you have a
manager
sitting down there spending $1 billion?
I despise you more.
We despise you more, mate. Don't worry about it.
I despise you more. Yeah, let me tell you something. Yeah, I think when we started this conversation earlier this season, I said, you know what? The conversation needs to be had if that's the case. Yeah, I think most reasonable fans will say that. The most ardent Arteta fans, I think, will have to agree. If he doesn't get us over the line in the Prem or the Champions League, we can have the conversation.
Hang about it. Hang about one.
Hold on, man. Hold on. You ask your question. I'm giving you the answer. Then you're telling me, hold on. I'm saying to you,
not Arteta Football Club, right?
You lot love that rubbish. What's this rubbish Arteta? What the fuck is Arteta Football Club? What's that mean? What the fuck does that mean? What's that mean? Hold on a second. What the fuck does that mean?
You've been gassed it up for quite a while.
No, hold on. What the fuck does that? What does Arteta Football Club mean?
If this manager does not win the Premier League or the Champions League this year, he has to go.
Who cares about that right now? We're top of the league.
What does Arteta Football Club mean?
One second.
You lot always come with that bullshit.
Wait until May. Why are we having this discussion now? You don't want to celebrate. Why are we having this discussion now?
Exactly.
What's the problem with the question, Egal?
No, I know the answer. I have my answer. But they're not consistent.
Is it Pep football team?
Premier League, then he has to go at the end of this season.
Okay, let's talk about it when it gets there. Why are we having this conversation now?
Do you know why we're having this conversation, Egal?
Because
these men are showing themselves, Egal. These men are exposing their asses, bro. They already know if Arteta was to pass the line, they will move the goalpost again.
Bro, if Arteta wins the league, best believe they're going to be happy.
I'll make this statement right now. If he doesn't win the Champions League or the Premier League, he has to go.
But guess what? I agree with you, but at the same time, I don't think you guys are being genuine, because right now it doesn't matter what we say about Arteta. We keep moving the conversation back to this conversation. We're top of the league. We're currently we're one of the best teams in the Champions League. Why are we having conversations about moving on a manager who currently has us in a strong position? Let's wait.
Let me turn it back then, Egal. Let me turn it back then. Right?
Let's wait until it gets to that point. Where
Let's wait.
I
agree. Let's wait until we get there.
Right? Get to that point anyway, because we're going to win the league. So you should be very confident right now, my friend.
110%.
Egal is confident, man. He thinks we're going to win the league. It's all good, right? Stricto, what did you mean by
we are going to win it?
What did you mean, Stricto? They moved the goalposts. If we won the league, or the Champions League, you said, oh, there's people that will move the goalposts and still not be happy. What do you mean by that? Do you genuinely think that if we win something, there'll be fans that are like, oh, that's still not good enough. He's still got to go.
100%.
I can't remember 100%. I can't remember the brother that you had on this show once I was on it. I don't know if it was on it. I was watching it.
Kenny or DJB or
brother, Aaron. I can't remember. And they basically said something along the lines of, "Oh, with £1 billion spent, he should win the league, or he's got to go." And I think someone said something like, if he won the Premier League after spending £1 billion, that's not even good enough. Now, to me, there's people. Then the same people are like, is Arsenal FC not Arteta FC? And I got a question whether it is Arsenal FC, because how can a man win your trophy and you're still saying it's not good enough? So I got to wonder whether you've ever even supported Arsenal in the first place. Because this
they're in a dark place, Stricto. Man that say that they're in a dark place. If he wins the Premier League or Champions League, most man that have screamed Arteta out and said he's got time to move on, we're gonna be happy.
No. That's cap.
That's you,
cap.
bro.
That's cap.
You.
That's cap. I don't know what your lining is. I don't know where you stand with that. But I've heard man say £1 billion spent. The minimum he needs to do is win the Prem, the Champions League, otherwise get him out. Everyone is set their agenda.
I've heard worse. I've heard
already. That's why I don't hate when I start hearing man talking about this season. If you don't, I just know it's agenda driven.
Stricto, I heard even worse. A man said in his 40 years of life, this is the worst he's ever felt as an Arsenal fan.
It's crazy. Crazy.
When? What? This week? When did he say that?
That was at the end of last season.
Who, me?
Not you.
Who said that? All right. Look, I don't think there will be.
Dan, back to your question. Yeah, 100%. There are men out there who.
But what would they say, Strict? What would they say though? They'll just say,
Dan, I've had someone in my chat before say if he wins the Premier League and the Champions League and Prem double, he still has to go. He'd still want him.
No, that's bollocks. That's bollocks. In my opinion.
Ridiculous.
A man said, yeah, we should be at least two Premier Leagues up by now. So that one, if he does this season, doesn't count. It should be, bro. The agenda is crazy, bro. Like it's so mad. Yeah,
you know.
Chelsea spent billions. Man United has spent billions. And look where they are.
Just to be fair, guys, Liga did say he would have sacked Pep last year if he was a Man City fan. So he wouldn't want a Pep sack. So there's certain people who just you can't fix them.
It's all opinion.
Liga said he would have had Pep Guardiola sacked because he didn't win a trophy last year for City.
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that make sense? No. Does that make sense? Just for 1 second, yeah. Does
Not
that even
to
make
me.
sense?
I'd keep Pep, but like it's up to Lee. It's different opinions, isn't it? But what I was interested was how they're going to move the goalposts. Because I got to be real, I don't know anybody that we share a platform with that would be like, well, we won and I still want him gone. I don't actually like Lee. To be fair to Guns, he actually said, "Win a trophy and I'll keep you." Whether it's a League Cup, FA Cup, anything, and I'm kind of with that as well. I'd give him another year, even if he just won the FA Cup. Some people think I'm crazy for that because I'm so starving over it. I need something. Man. Like this team's too good not to win a trophy. I think we're going to win a trophy this year because we have to, right? I mean, crikey. If we don't do it this year, it is time to give up because he's never going to do it, is he? Let's be real.
If he does win an FA Cup or Carabao Cup, he's staying. I know this already. He's not.
That's not even true. That's not even true. I think at this moment in time, it's strictly focus on the Premier League or the Champions League, or else I don't feel like it's the same level of return on investment. That's how I feel.
He's got to focus on all of them, Egal. He cannot drop any of them. He's got to focus on all of them. I'll be honest. We've got to focus
so you want the quad. I don't think that's realistic.
I'm not saying we want the trophy, but saying any trophy that we're in, Egal, we need to be going in to win it. We need silverware.
100%. Forget about any trophy. Every game, every other game, we have to be ready to try to win those games. I agree. But one thing I will say, I'm never going to say I want this team to drop down to the Europa League. I'm never going to say I want this team to do something bad for the sake of a manager. I'm pretty sure there's a large portion of this fan base that wanted Arsenal to lose games, so the manager got sacked. Now that we're in a position to try to win a league or challenge for a league, which a large portion did not even believe we were capable of doing, they want this man to fail so they can bring in another person to get over the line. And I think this manager is going to get over the line. And until he does, I'm not proven right, but I'm not going to sit here after every drop point and find a way to criticize him. I just feel like we're better off agenda free. And if you want to say my agenda is I want the manager to do well and I want Arsenal to do well, I think that should be everyone's.
That's not an agenda. That's not an agenda. You wanting Arsenal to do well. We all want Arsenal to do well, man. Look,